Good evening. Setting up for tonight's interview. 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Facebook, Instagram Live. If you don't got nothing to do, come vibe with me. FLOWCex Music. See you then.
Every night my dreams take wing and leave this lonely place. In dreams I'm warm and so secure and live your lovely face. Even when you're far away, I know I'm not alone. Every dream you send me calls my spirit home. When I dream my mother, I hear my mother say, she loved me so. Mother's love will hold me, even when she's far away. She loved me so. How my heart is joyful when I hear my mother say, she loved me so. All the angels listen when they hear my mother pray. She loved me so. She loved me so. She loved me so. Got to hold on 'cause she loved me so. She loved me so. She loved me so. Got to stay strong 'cause she loved me so.
Hi. If you're tuning in, welcome to Vibe.
When I dream my father, I hear my father say, he loved me so. Father's words will guide me and help me find my way. He loved me so. I will not be broken.
What we're listening to,
my father's way. He loved me so. Want to make him proud and hear my father say, he loved me so. He loved me so. He loved me so. I must stay strong 'cause he loved me so. He loved me so. He loved me so. I must hold on 'cause he loved me so.
during
Every night my dreams take wing and leave this lonely place. In dreams I'm warm and so secure.
during COVID-19, I was working at Bellevue Hospital, and within that isolation, I looked for a way to channel my creativity. So I came up with a concept to do an album. We called it COVID Universe, and this album was completely made up of essential workers, housekeepers, doctors, psychologists, firefighters, social workers, nurse, folks that had to go out there and do what they had to do to keep the city running. And so what we're listening to is one of the tunes from one of the psychologists that submitted this track for COVID Universe. It's called Love Me So. But before I play more of COVID Universe, let me let you guys know what we're into for tonight. Tonight, we're going to have an interview. I have the host and a special guest coming over. They'll show up somewhere around 8:30, and then we'll get the interview started, and you'll see who my special guest is. Until then, I'm just gonna play, that was off of COVID Universe. As a matter of fact, I'm going to play like the first couple of songs off of COVID Universe so that you can kind of like get a feel for what we were going through. This album speaks to what was happening within all of these essential workers while we were in a tailspin, on Earth. So let's take a listen.
On this Monday night, ramping up the response to the COVID-19 outbreak.
We are in uncharted territory.
The steps Canada is taking as the outbreak grows and the U.S. records new deaths. 20,000 confirmed cases. New York has become ground zero for coronavirus. City hospitals are sounding the alarm about how quickly they'll run out of supplies, out of beds, and out of manpower.
This is a war zone. It's a medical war zone.
How much room do you have in your morgue? Usually we have around 20 plus bodies that we can fit comfortably.
And you've gone over that.
Going over that.
This is Frankie G. Frankie Goldsberry.
Despair, suffering, and healthcare disparities. We are scared too. We're fighting for your lives and we're fighting for our own lives. We're trying to keep our head above water and not drown.
Help me, save me, I need my family. Touch my hand, show me love. All I need is a loving heart. I need somebody to love me desperately. I need to see me through this pain and this sorrow. I need all I'm asking, good. And for what more chance to show that I can be a better man. Angel, watch over me. I need God to rescue me. I'm dreaming of just one more day. Please take this virus away. Please give me one more chance. Yeah, I swear I'll be a better man. Look in my soul, I have so much to give. Goodness, Lord, let me live. Yeah. I need somebody live with me desperately. I need healing. I need my family. I need all I'm asking, good. And for what more chance to show that I can be a better man.
What do you need right now?
We need prayer, we need support, we need
That's
gowns,
me on the acoustic
gloves, we need
guitar.
masks, we need more beds, we need more medical space, we need psychosocial support as well. It's not easy coming here when we know that what you're getting ready to do.
I did this with
I
that.
work at two hospitals. I work here in Brooklyn, and then I work at another hospital in the Bronx, and it's the same thing. In South Bronx, it's the same thing. I've had patients that were in their 30s, and they are now intubated, and they're really sick. I've had patients that are well no underlying conditions. So the thing is about between life and death, as far as this coronavirus, is that this virus, please know that there's no difference. It has nothing to do with age, has nothing to do with lack of access to health care, has nothing to do with socioeconomics, race, or ethnicity. This virus is killing a lot of people.
I need somebody
department to pull through and to make sure the curb is flat. And this is a responsibility for everybody in the country to help us pull through.
So stay the F home.
Exactly. I'm very.
Is that literally, I mean, how?
No, stay the F home. Exactly. Because it's not just us that has to help flatten the curb and take care of everybody. Help us help you.
Yeah. That's called Help. That was Frankie Goldsberry. He and I, during COVID, we were exchanging stories. He was here at Brooklyn Hospital. I was at Bellevue. And what we saw and experienced, oh my God. We're not even going to go there tonight. But this next joint was actually submitted by the CEO of Bellevue, Bill Hicks. He was a rock guitarist, and this was the joint that he submitted. Dig. that's energy. I mean, FLOWCex music is about energy. We like positive, you know, we want you to feel the vibration, not just hear it. We want you to feel it. The third track on COVID Universe was my submission. So, I guess I should play my submission. It's called Be My Friend. Yeah. Adore you for who you are. I'm here for you. For who you are. I just need somebody to talk to during these crazy times. Be my friend. I need you to help take these things off my mind. I see you struggling every day. I really wish I could take you away. Be my friend. This next song is to a cat. I'm trying to solicit him. Oh, this is what we came in on. That's not the one I want to play. No disrespect to that, but when we started, that was playing. So y'all heard that already. But what I want you to hear is this.
United we stand, divided we fall. If we don't stand together, we gonna fall together. So we might as well stand up. If Black Lives Matter, let's stand together and show Black Lives Matter. What's social distancing? You stopping fresh?
My man Daoud!
Coming out this pandemic, a better me. Praying for a better you and a better we. Close friends losing family. Family losing close friends while the government pretending to care, but really care less. I thank God my mama raised me fearless. Lord knows, mama passed and mama passed the torch. To turn my life around, shit, y'all don't know how hard I fought. To beat these demons and shit, I'm still fighting. Shit. To right these wrongs and hell, I'm still writing. Shit. Deck stacked against me, but it ain't nothing new. Born black in this white world, bitch a white girl. Shit. Y'all ain't got a clue. Nah, y'all ain't got a clue. Nah, y'all ain't got no clue. Y'all might have to have been through what I've gone through to understand what
Talk him down!
Free my mind, free my soul. Can't let them out, they tell, take control. Oh, I just got to free my brothers. Gotta free my mind, free my soul. Listen to the streets, now I'm in control. I'm the keeper of my brothers.
Yo, ducking corrupt D's on the D. Social distancing got the D's fucking with me. But across town, shit different. I guess the lighter the skin, unless you got listen. Shit. The overseer simply overseeing. It's a reflection of the policies, the way they policing. Shit. Check the stats, numbers don't lie. It's a constitutional right to stand and fight. Shit. Got us in the corner, what you expecting? How is it we gotta fight those we paying to do the protecting? Something ain't right here. Boy, your fist in the air, let's get it right here. Shit. We can scream no justice, no peace, but we ain't never had justice, so we ain't never had peace. We can scream no justice, no peace, but we ain't never had justice, so we ain't never had peace.
Free my mind, free my soul. Can't let them out, they tell, take control. I just got to free my brothers. Gotta free my mind, free my soul. Listen to the streets, now I'm in control. I'm the keeper of my brothers.
You know what? That got me kind of on a vibe. I want to continue that vibe. This next joint I'm playing by Frankie Goldsberry is called Brothers and Sisters. I want to stay on that vibe.
Brothers and sisters, sisters and brothers, stand up. Mothers, there's fathers, fathers, there's fathers, stand up. Doesn't matter if you're black, white, or green, you can do anything. Just believe it. Just believe it. I remember you telling me this. Stand tall and don't act like a bitch. No. Dream big and just don't miss. Opportunities, yeah. Living comes. Show realities, yeah. Who said that darkness wanna bury your light? No, the road won't get tough. Keep your head up, yeah. Look up.
Like my harp?
Sisters and brothers, stand up. Stand up. And if you're black, white, or green, you can do for the stand up. Everybody stand up. You're red, white, or green. You can do anything. Just believe it. Just believe it.
Yeah. If I'm doing music, there's always going to be a positive message. I'm going to play something that we did that was like one of our first records. This is a flow record. This is one of our first records. Just to let you know, we always got conscious on the mind.
When will change come about? When will the madness cease? I can't believe we're still hanging in the streets. Something's got to give before you waste your whole life. Welfare is not the way to make everything right. Time does not wait for not a soul, nor you and I. It doesn't matter what race you are, soon you're gonna die. So many things in this world are right there in your face. We gotta get a move on, we gotta pick up the pace. Oh, is it gonna change? Yes.
Rakim, the Lone Ellis. Y'all know who this is. That's still Rakim.
My mind still sweet. Thinking about the ways of the world of poverty.
Y'all know who this is.
It's hard as hell out there. Sometimes you don't know which way to turn, but gambling, hustling might be the only way. Can we clean it up? Can we make a change? Can we make the world a better place?
I need to know right now.
Can we clean it up?
Can we make a change?
Can we make the world a better place?
Time keeps moving on. Time keep moving on. How long will it take? I need to know right now. Somebody got to tell me. Is it gonna work?
How long will it take? I'm tired of being
And that was decades ago. This is John Taylor. John Taylor, he did most of our guitar work back in the day. This was him. He came in and did this whole joint. We're back. Sorry for the interruption, but the host has arrived, and so now we're going to get back into the interview point of it. Would you guys like to come on and introduce yourselves?
Yes. Hey, right here?
Yes, that's fine.
All right. I'm Misael. I'm a strong supporter of Johnny the Widower, and I'm here to be of service.
And so is Powell. Come on, Powell, because I'm going to need your help.
Come on,
Introduce yourself.
introduce yourself. This is Power Flower.
No, my name's Power.
Power.
My name's Power, and I play piano for. I forgot the name.
It's all good. Okay, so here's what we're going to do, guys. All right.
So you guys going to play chess?
Yes, we are. We're going to play chess. I'm going to beat your daddy up.
So why is your queen missing from the board?
Because when I play chess, I play without my queen because I am without my queen. So that's how I approach life. That's just how I approach life. So, Misael, if I beat you today, I beat you with a handicap.
Yes.
Okay. So what's happening here is we're going to record this interview for some of the online marketing that I need to upload my music to. I need to also include an interview. So I asked my good friend to come down and ask me some questions, and let me see if I can give you guys some good answers and see where we go from there. So I'll turn this down a little.
And we do have mics to pick up.
Well, this picks it up pretty good, the phone. I mean, this mic is on, but we don't necessarily need it.
Okay.
You know, as long as we speak up and be clear, like, see, I got a loud mouth anyway.
Yes.
You know, I mean, if you want the mic, I'll give you the mic.
I'm good.
You good?
Yeah.
All right. All right.
You'll be telling us a little bit about yourself anyway, so
Yeah.
you'll be the one.
Got you.
Right.
Okay. Your move.
You don't know how to play chess?
Not as good as I would like to be.
Have him. Tell him what step, what move should he make
You
first.
always have to move the pawns.
Okay. Thank you for that. Yeah, I'm not as good as I should be, but
If you go 1 or 2 spaces, it's fine.
gotcha. Thank you.
Only on the first try.
Got it.
But if you're going to coach him, you're going to have to speak up so everyone can hear your coaching. Yes, you. Okay.
But yeah, as we play, I want you to tell me what initially sparked your love for music, and how did that evolve into songwriting and producing?
Well, it really began from listening to music at home. Obviously, my parents were Motown kids, so that's where it began. But when I got into school, 2nd grade, I remember, I went to a parochial school, and they were having an African dance production. And everybody wanted to be a part of the production because you get to get on stage, and we were kids, and so you know you want to do that. And so I wanted to play congas, but all the bullies got to be the conga players, so I couldn't play the drums. But the choreographer saw me as a dancer and actually made me the lead dancer. So if you can envision this, this is how I entered the stage. Imagine being in a Catholic school and the curtains open, and you have the bullies in the back playing the drums, boom, boom, bop, 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 right? And then all of a sudden from the left side, here comes this guy walking on his hands upside down. He walks on his hands, then he falls down in the middle of the stage in some type of situation like this, and he's doing some type of stuff, and then he flips around, and now he's doing some African thing like that. That's all I remember. That's all. But ever since then, you know, music has been in my blood. It really amplified when I got into high school, because that's when I started rapping. You know, when I was in high school of art and design, you know, they were rapping in Brooklyn. We was meeting rappers in Manhattan, so we were battling and whatnot. And then me and
you say that's early 80s?
Yes.
Okay.
Like early 80s, yeah. Like late 70s, 78 to 82.
All right.
You know, so I've always, I mean, when I was a kid, I remember my mom, we used to have these parties in the pit in the middle of Wyckoff.
Right.
And my mom, we used to live on the 3rd floor, and she could hear me. Like, I asked my dad the other day, Dad, did you ever hear me? Because he was like, nah, because, you know, they don't pay attention to you. But my mom would, like, I'd come home, she was like, yo, I heard you, son, you know, and I was, that would just, you know, so music has always been there. I've just been looking for a way to really channel it.
Okay. And as far as the songwriting and the production, how did that, you would say, you know, you from going into dabbling with hip hop, how did you transition into, you know, doing more songwriting? How did that fall in line? How did you say, hey, I prefer to do some songwriting? Because that's more a little bit like behind the scenes versus being a rapper. You're in the front.
A couple of things led to that. One, being a rapper, you're a lyricist. So writing songs, you know, kind of like wasn't a difficult thing. But see, in Catholic school, I was a part of the choir, you know, and I was singing lead, you know, falsetto lead, you know, so I've always had melodies in my head. And, you know, when I started to teach myself piano, then that's when I started to add words to melody and progression. And then when I was managing the Finest Lovers of Women, right? We're all new in the game. So now here's my opportunity to write some songs that they gotta sing.
Right.
You know? And so that's literally what I did. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna play for you like the very first song that I wrote in that scenario that I just described. Yes, this song here, produced by Omar Keith, you know, written by myself, you know, Frankie Rockin'. This was the first time we literally got a chance to, this was our first published song as R&B writers. What year? 91?
Every time I think about you, I can't imagine my life without you. Oh no, how you make me feel, how you make me feel, oh baby. I really need some love.
This was such a production. This was Flow, Frankie Rakim, but Omar, the maestro. This was the first time, from a production perspective, I saw a producer bring in a flautist, bring in a harpist, bring in a saxophone player. Like, we're not doing, this is not digital music. Omos was that dude. He was, I'm like, yo! So that's where I get a lot of my production from. I play a lot of instruments because of this young man that came into my life that played everything. Okay, we're gonna get on with the interview.
So you would say that when you started rapping, you wasn't fully into your production stage and songwriting as of yet, right? You started out with the rapping.
Right.
Right. So being part of the New York City hip hop legendary scene, how was that? Can you share some stories of that era? You know, give us a little bit of that. Take us back in time.
Do I have stories? Boy, do I have stories. And because our beautiful power is here, some of them I'm not going to tell. But, I mean...
Who were part of that scene around that time?
The scene was crazy because the studios was full with rappers like Tupac, LL. I was running into, like, Buckshot Shorty and UTFO, you know.
A lot of name dropping there.
I mean, but this is how we were in, like, Chung King. If heads know that scene, they know we were in Chung King studio. We were in Quad studio. We were in Unique studio. You know, we was in, and we were all throughout the city trying to make this happen. Houdini, one of the best Houdini stories is when after high school, for reasons, I joined the service.
Okay.
So I had to dip out of the music industry and dip into Uncle Sam, right? And so I was stationed in Kaneohe Bay Marine Corps Air Station in Hawaii, and I'm telling my friends, yeah, I was a part of the hip hop scene. I'm they're like, you's a liar. I was like, yeah. And then I see who's coming to town on tour. And Melly Mel and the Furious Five, Houdini, what's the guy from the Bronx? DJ AJ. Yeah. So they come to Hawaii, right? I'm like, yo, okay, we gonna see. So boom, we figure out what hotel they're gonna go to, and we go to that hotel before they arrive. So when the limousine pulls up, X was the first. We called him. His name was Ecstasy, John Fletcher. God bless the dead. X was his name. He jumps out the limo first. I go, yo, X. He turned around and go, Fantasy. Now, the thing about Fantasy is when we were in a group together in Whitecroft, we were in a group called Puppeteers with Baby Mills. He was the DJ, and it was 5 of us, 2 girls and 3 guys. The girls was Mimi and Adele, and then the guys was Ecstasy from Houdini, his twin brother Dynasty, and I was Fantasy. So when he saw me, he was like,
that was your nickname?
That was my MC name.
All right.
MC Fantasy. It was MC Ecstasy, MC Dynasty, and I was MC Fantasy.
Right.
And so he was like, Fantasy. I was like, yo. And so everyone saw, we went to the hotel. We was hanging out. They was like, yo, we got to get dressed and not come back for the concert. So we broke out. You know, you know how that is now. We go back to the concert. The concert was lit, crazy, fans everywhere. I had to say to my friends, Sayonara, as I went back to the hotel room with X in them and some fans. And we just went in. So that was like my best Houdini story. I'll tell you another story.
Please.
This is how I met Tupac. I didn't really meet him.
Okay.
This is how I ran into Tupac.
Tell us.
We were in Unique Studios, which is in the same building as Quad. So me and my partner at the time, Eduardo Stewart, you know, Ed must have been floating around because I'm upstairs doing what I'm doing, and Ed floating around, and he must have saw that Tupac was in Quad. So he was like, yo, Tupac is down in Quad. I'm like, what? So I'm like, let's go. So we went down there. And when we got in, I don't know what was going on. But Pac was in with a shorty, right? And it didn't look like he wanted to be disturbed. So it was kind of like, okay, nice meeting you, boom, boom, and we was out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at least I got a chance to physically...
You got close to a legend.
Yeah.
That's not with us.
Yes, absolutely.
So I know you started out more or less being more like on the front scene, the front aspect of hip hop. But at what point did you begin to do ghostwriting and managing artists? Like,
well,
how did that also shape?
That came together with Houdini. See,
Okay.
When they had their project, as they were working, they gave us opportunities to write songs for them. And I had a relationship with Larry Smith, God bless the dead. So I was going over with Larry Smith, that's, again, Larry Smith is a big piece of how I learned how to produce. X gave me and Dynasty an opportunity to write on their Bag of Tricks album. So you would write the song and then you would submit it, and if they like it, they take it and they did it.
Okay.
And they used it. So that's how I started my writing in ASCAP on the Bag of Tricks album. The name of the tune that I wrote was called Bad Case of Love.
Okay. So what's typically the core message behind your music?
Love. The core message behind my music is love. I'm good. I want people to feel good about what I do, I want, I'm a Marine veteran. However, I'm really a mercenary for love. Because I want my music to bring comfort, passion, serenity, peace. I started out with the band The Finest Lovers of Women, but we have now become the finest lovers of humanity. That's what I want. When people listen to my music, I want them to say, that's feel-good music. That's the type of music.
That would be the takeaway?
That would absolutely be the takeaway.
Okay.
I want my music to be therapeutic, because music is used for so many different things. Meditation, healing. There's no reason why my storytelling can have a healing property to it.
Absolutely. I agree to that. So, who are some of your biggest musical influences, and how have they shaped your production?
Well,
your style, your production style, your approach to music.
Well, Stevie Wonder.
Right.
Obviously. For those who don't know, for many years I was a liaison for Stevie Wonder. I was a chauffeur. I met him through William Wallace, was with Coach Limited. And after driving him a time or two, whenever he came to New York, I was a request, send me Johnny kind of thing. And so just being around a genius like that, are you serious? I've heard tracks y'all will never hear that Stevie's written and produced and sung. He's got a catalog that way after he's gone, his family is still going to be eating. They're going to be eating lovely. I'm like, Stevie, why don't you release that? Are you serious? And he's like, love that man. So he was my biggest influence. Gordon Parks is another influence on me. Gordon Parks was an early hero of mine because similar to me, he was interested in a lot of different creative facets like photography. He was a photographer for Vogue. He was a Hollywood producer, a filmmaker. He made John Shaft. He was a classical. You didn't know my music began with classical music. He was a classical composer. And he lived in Manhattan and Sutton Place. So for those who know Manhattan and Sutton Place, I think him being able to live there all his life made him my hero, but it's all good. I also get influence from Al Green. My mother loved his music and inundated us every summer with trips down to South Carolina playing Al Green. So that I was able to impart a lot of his soul into me. But my production, it really reflects my friends. And so therefore I'm into hip hop, reggae, rock, blues, techno, house, classical, merengue, soca. You know, I'm into good music, you know, and if you got good music and you got a good vibe, then you and I can vibe.
So it sounds like you started out with hip hop and then you transitioned into many different genres, right?
Well, if you want to look at it that way, meaning in terms of when I started to move on my own.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you have a Kickstarter campaign, an independent label vision. Can you talk to us about that? What inspired you to launch your Kickstarter campaign? What can supporters expect from that project?
Well, what motivated me to do this Kickstarter project was research. Research. This is my Bandcamp online music store. I've released all these projects, and they're on Apple Play, Spotify, Bebo. They're everywhere. I released them.
Platform.
Yeah, I released them through Landau, right? Nothing. You know. Wow, nothing. Like, I released them, but I wasn't getting any streams, I wasn't getting any sales, and I needed to understand why. And I understand now, because I did some research, and you just can't put your music out there and think people are going to buy it just because you've put it all over the world. There is a strategy behind it. There is a strategy. There's a playlist strategy. There's a psychology behind it. There is a, you know, you have to invest a certain amount of money into being a part of blogs and uploading your tracks to various publications and various portals, you know, so that people can listen and, you know, you have to be a part of all these different musical communities on Reddit and Facebook and, you know, and start to build, because if you don't do any of that stuff, like me, you'll have all this stuff and it would mean absolutely nada. So after doing a little research, I'm like, okay, I put all of this stuff out with no music video, and I did it all internally here. So the goal is to, number one, I'm going to bring in, I'm working with some folks that did some work for Drake. I'm going to bring in an engineer on that level to come in and to mix my album. I got 3 albums. This Kickstarter program is looking to raise $30,000 so that I could get an engineer, like a Drake type engineer, to mix 24 songs. That's 3 albums, 8 songs per piece, 8 songs a piece, plus 3 music videos per album. So that's 9 music videos, plus, now that I've done this research, I understand how much it's going to cost me to do online marketing, you know, and to be able to hit the blogs and to do the interviews and get the footage that I need, plus a traditional East Coast promotional tour, Maine to Florida. So this is what 30 grand will buy me. You know, I actually, you know, FLOWCex Music has short-term and long-term goals. The short-term goal is Kickstarter program, raise this money, produce the 3 albums, produce the videos, put it out there, and then start to engage and to market it that way and to go on the road and promote it. This is the short-term goal, But the long-term goal is I have a business plan, a 5-year business plan, you know, that based upon the success of what I'm doing with the Kickstarter program, I'm looking to engage with some investors that see the value. This is only a portion of my catalog. This is what I put out. This is not all that I have. And not to include the partners of mine that also have material. Once someone sees the value of coming and working with us and just releasing this material and selling it, I'm looking to partner with some investors. I have a business plan, you know, a $10 million business plan for 5 years. It's like about $2 million a year, you know, for operations and promotions. That's like producing 8 artists per year, you know, with everything involved, video, promotions and whatnot. I have the whole financials and the plan put together, but just giving you an executive summary of it. That's the plan. We have the short-term plan is to get FLOWCex music off the ground, to get these 4 albums done and market into the market in the best light it possibly can. And then the long-term goal is our 5-year business plan.
Well, it sounds like you're doing a lot of grassroots, right? From as an independent entity, artist, producer, manager. Why is it important to you to stay independent rather than signing with a major label? It seems to me that one of the other is an easier road, but right with the major label, but with the independent route, it is a lot more you know, do it yourself kind of type of work. Why is that important for you to do it independent?
Well, it really is about quality.
Okay.
I'm going to use a corporate analogy. You know, American Express doesn't have the greatest credit card market share, but its value story aims at quality. So its customers on average spend more than if you have a MasterCard or Visa. And so in that regard, since, you know, I've come from that background, in that regard, I know from a musical perspective, sometimes when you have a commitment with a behemoth, it comes with expectations. It comes with expectations. You know, we're going to give you all the money you can possibly dream about, but for that, we just need you to do something that might make you a little bit uncomfortable or compromise your music or whatever the case may be. And it's important to me for the music to stay pure. You know, what do I mean by that? Like right now, I'm working with some younger guys on some tracks. Fire, right? However, I'm not really appreciating the process. What do I mean by that? Okay. The music is fire. Let me explain.
Okay.
But
break that down for me, unpack it for me a little bit.
See, now singers are more about melody than vibrato.
Gotcha.
So when you're singing, you know, they're taking all the vibrato out and they're just doing these melodies, these monotone, sometimes melodic type melodies, which is okay, which is fine, but anybody can do that. And the power in singing is in vibrato. From a metaphysical perspective, see, I'm a metaphysic. Everything vibrates.
Right.
And I understand the strength and the power of a vibration. And so when I'm doing this record and these music and they're telling me, take the vibrations out of your voice, it pushes me somewhere I don't like being. I do it anyway, because I'm open. The song is fire. When y'all hear it, y'all probably gonna say that's the best thing you ever done, Johnny. And I'm gonna be like, yeah, okay. But whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But so that's what I mean, that I'm not really enjoying it. However, I do understand that I need to be open, and so I don't go in begrudgingly. I go in and embrace it, and we make it. It's hot.
Okay. So what's the name of the project?
Oh, I'm working with Sparks.com.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to be the Drake of FlowCex music. Wait till you hear his stuff. Next week, this...
No, I mean your Kickstarter campaign.
Oh, it's the Kickstarter FlowCex music independent label.
Got it. FlowCex. Okay.
FlowCex.
So how would this campaign success shape your FlowCex music's future?
Well, I think I actually touched on that already, because it's like if we raise the $30,000 that we need, that is going to position us like we've never been positioned. And so now I can sit down in front of investors and go, look, here are our numbers, here's what we've done, here's what's going on, here's how we can profit. So that's how the success of the Kickstarter campaign can help us moving forward.
So what's been like the biggest challenge, and how have you managed to overcome it?
Hey, the biggest challenge is
I mean, it's ongoing, so
Yeah.
that's why.
The biggest challenge is always funding marketing. I created this Kickstarter campaign because I learned that I wasn't selling any records because I wasn't marketing it. I wasn't doing what I needed to do. So in starting to do what I need to do, you gotta pay for this. Like just to use an example. I had to pay to be a part of platforms like Muso Soup.
Right.
Muso Soup, you upload your stuff, it sends it out to all of these bloggers who can put your stuff in front of all of these people, you know, and they want to interview you online, but most of them want you to pay them to interview you online. You might find someone that might want to interview you, but most of the time you have to pay. I uploaded my stuff to Ditto or to A&R Factory. You know, you put your stuff out there, but unless you pay these people,
I know. It's the visibility along with the product, right?
Yeah.
So you have to create it, and then you have to make it visible so that people can.
Exactly.
Because I'm sure that the low traffic on your music would not be. It would be because there's a lack of awareness.
Absolutely.
On your music.
Absolutely.
So this is how this campaign is going to help you get there.
Yes, I've already, like, for instance, with my limited resources, like I said, I have an account with Muso Soup, Ditto, and A&R Factory, and guess what? It only lasts for a month or so. And then I'm doing some advertising with Facebook and Instagram, you know, and my numbers have been improving, but it's much more you have to do than just that. There's things that you have to do, and I'm not saying it in a discouraging way. What I'm saying is in a informed way. That's my greatest challenge, and I'm just moving forward as best I can to mitigate those challenges as best I can.
Okay, so now you're not new to this, right? You're true to this, right? But for the most part, you have a lot of up and coming talent that you know they are choosing to go the major label route. So I ask you, what would set your project apart from all of the other folks that are actually doing the independent route as well?
Well, I think what's going to, authenticity is number one. Authenticity number one. Here,
I agree with that.
here, there are a lot of independent labels that have taken advantage of the fact that they're able to be independent labels, and they might have been implanted coming from somewhere else, you know, coming to the New York vibe. You know, New York and California is the place people doing music want to be. So, you know, they're coming and they're doing what they're doing with the resources they have, and that's a great thing. But we're authentic. So when we're up and running in the way that we can be up and running, when I can focus on a lot of the music and the relationships that I've had in the past, you know, and when I can call upon a lot of the people that I've created relationships with, it's going to give me a sound, an authentic Brooklyn sound. Now the sound, see, the one thing about music is we cannot be consumed by the young sound. Now this is my own personal perspective.
Okay.
Let me give you an analogy or what I mean by that. I think that we are supposed to embrace the young sound and incorporate it into what's already there versus leaving what's there to do what's young. You know, that's just my own personal opinion. Like, I think that, and because that is my opinion, that's why FLOWCex music is going to be authentic. I'm working with folks like Sparks.com and Bobby O, who's bringing that young, you know, vibe that's there now, you know, but they also have a respect, you know, for music. So we're in the midst of doing some fusion that's going to hit hard, and it's going to be broad because it's going to be appealing to folks that like music that I do, and it's going to be appealing to the young as well. So I'm excited about that.
Well, you know, as I was coming up, I didn't realize how much of the hip hop scene was actually sampled from, you know, back in the day. So as far as your creative process and production side, was your hands-on, you're being hands-on with songwriting, producing and mixing. Can you share a little bit of your creative process, and how are you staying fresh from, you know, being in the game from way back then, and how you have seen the music scene evolve, and how do you fit in with your creative process, keeping it fresh, keeping it up to date, bringing it back from then to today?
Well, the way you keep it fresh, a couple of ways. Number one, I like teaching piano. I see that as like my farm system. When I'm teaching kids like Power, Ezzy, they bring a vibration. When I listen, sometimes they'll say something or do something on a piano, and it might be a mistake to them, but they just did something that was good. And I'm like, do that again, you know? So observing the young, but then also working with people that are into what's happening now. Like I said before, working with Mark Bryan, Sparks.com, and working with Bobby O, you know, working with Dunga, working with Howie, you know, these guys keep me right. I can play you some stuff right now on Howie, you know what I mean, and let you know we in the street, bro, you know, but at the same time, we're not in the street, okay? So, but my process, it really depends on what's the goal. Like, if I'm working with an artist, it depends on what the artist needs. You know, if the artist needs everything, that's great, because that was a good move. Do you know what you just did?
No, he doesn't.
No.
What did he just do? You tell me.
He moved his mic
And what did it just do?
Give you more options to get in there.
No, I was getting ready to checkmate him. Right there. I was going right there. That would have been checkmate. And it would have been groovy. And he put it there. I'm like, wait a minute. He know what he doing over here. Hey. Okay, sir.
you have
Very good.
one thing that you can move to get out, but you just don't.
Very
do
good.
it.
Very good. Very good move. Oh, you made me forget. What was I saying?
You was telling us about your process. Your
Yeah. So it really
process.
depends. The process really depends on what's needed. You know, if someone needs something from scratch, one of the things how I learned how to produce is, to your point, we were doing a lot of sampling, right? And it became dicey when you had to pay sampling royalties, right? So what did we producers started doing? Playing the samples over. So now, instead of me taking a sample, I'm listening to the piece I want to play, and I'm literally playing over the drum part, the piano part, and then once I get everything, I won't put it back the same way, but I stole the groove.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then that's how we got into like literally learning chord progression, scale. You know, when we started to reproduce the samples, that's how that came about. But it depends on what's needed and what's the budget.
So so it's not always just the maintenance of the sound from then till now. Also upgrading your style, your sound, your gear, how you present your music and yourself as an artist. Talk to us about that a little bit.
Well, you have to stay up to date.
Right.
You know, and especially since you're not in quad, you have to at least have the plugins that industry standard folks are using. So I don't know if this is a plug-in commercial, but yeah, I got the Wave suite. You know, I turned on and I invested in Waves, and it's night and day, bro. It impacted my production so much that I'm going back and I'm going to remix a lot that's already on my Bandcamp site before I re-release it on Landau, now that I'm releasing stuff systematically versus just putting it out there. Right. So that investing in those plugins definitely upped my production.
Okay, right. All right, cool. So something else. If you can work with any artist, any producer, I don't have a specific genre or time period, but any producer, any artist, who would it be?
Well, naturally, I would want to work with my Stevie Wonder, of course.
Okay.
You know, seeing him in action.
But why?
Why? Because he's a genius, bro.
I mean, you have a lot of musical talent out there. You have a lot of folk.
Yeah, but there are not a lot of people that were with some of the best musicians in the world from 7, 8 years old. You're talking about a prodigy. There are not a lot of Stevie Wonders out there. You know, so, and I mean, just to give you like, I'm very intrigued by Layla Hathaway. She's another prodigy. She is a phenom. She's like a dream collab. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, I got to get my act together so I can run up on Layla like, yeah. But you can't run up on them musically because they are so here. You understand? So I you know, there's levels to it, and I know where I am. You know, I think from a songwriting perspective, that's where I climb. You know, and I also, if I had a choice to work with some folks, I'd like to work with Ice Cube. See, I'm a basketball head, and I used to rap, so me and Ice Cube got a lot in common. I can see myself. I like his hustle. I like the 3-on-3. I like his hustle. I can be all about that.
Now, I'm not going to hold you to the older school artists, but I do want to ask you, just, you know, in today's arena, let's see how in tune you are. Would you be able to choose, who would you choose in today's, like in the last 20 years? An artist that came up, had some fame.
I'm scared.
Just name one.
Let me tell you why I'm scared. I'm going to tell you why I'm scared. Because our community is so divided. Folks take what you say,
gotcha,
and then all of a sudden you're part of the enemy.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
No, but it's someone that you see musical talent in, and you would like to work with them. I'll give you an example. It was at one point, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, around 2006 to like 2012 or 10. Lil Wayne was one of the sought after features. You know, like everyone wanted to collaborate with him. Who would you say? It would be somebody that you would want to collaborate.
I don't like this question. You know why, man? Because I'm like an old daddy father.
Okay.
And so content means a lot to me. That's why we have FLOWCex music. Because I like to be positive. I like my music to be uplifting. And when I think about a lot of the artists today, you know, I'm not opposed to it, but the messages, I'm just putting some stuff out there. Like, you don't have to think that anyone is what they're rapping about, but they're just putting stuff out there. And I don't want to, like, I'm going to give you an example. Prime example. Okay, let's take 3 of some of the, I don't know as far as the young tween rappers are.
Right.
But 3 of some of the most known rappers today. Obviously, Kendrick Lamar, Drake, obviously. And let's say J. Cole.
Right, you just mentioned the big 3, but the thing is that it's only one big me.
Yes. Okay.
It's only one big me. Right.
Okay. So, but dig all of this commentary about Kendrick, Drake.
Right.
You know, poor J. Cole was able to keep himself out of it. He was like, "I'm in the corner, leave me alone." But anyway, my point is this. Now, because hip hop has taken such a turn from when I was a rapper, my first hearing of Kendrick Lamar was his record glorifying the N-word. That was like the first thing I heard.
Right.
And so because that was the first thing I heard, that turned me off. Right? So boom. This was at the same time when J. Cole was singing about building buildings for single mothers and all this other stuff that was positive, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm feeling Jay, right? Drake was always, Drake. So, yeah, so right. So I didn't really get into that. But I was looking at like Kendrick and Jay. And I linked towards Jay because I felt that his music was more positive back then. Now, today, on national TV, if I say I like J. Cole better than Kendrick Lamar, I'm done.
Not really.
Dude.
Not really.
Dude.
No, J. Cole is up there though.
But the point is, I don't want to be judged like that at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, it's silly. Really.
I hear you.
It really is. So that's why I'm like, it's all good. Love you, Jay. Love you, Kendrick. Drake, you cool. You know what I'm saying? It's all good.
So you're gonna stick more with the old cast.
Well, you know what?
Of hip hop and.
Well, no. If I had to, I wouldn't mind doing a record with J. Cole.
Okay.
I'd like to do something with John Legend. Let me tell you who I want to do something with. I'm going to blow your mind. He's not new school. But let me tell you who I want to do something with. Mark Anthony.
Mark Anthony.
Daddy.
Oh.
La 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 la.
The guy who sings the Vida Loca.
No, that's yeah, no.
You know.
Yeah.
Right?
No, Mark Anthony.
Right.
Because our group with the finest lovers of women, so our music is about love.
Right.
So of course, Mark Anthony, bro, I would love to do a song with him.
Okay.
You know, but yeah.
So would you say also just
Hold on. Rihanna,
okay, of course.
Ray. Go ahead.
I'm going to Riri.
Riri. Riri.
No, I was gonna say circling back to damn, I just lost my train of thought.
Yo, bro, you can't be as old as me, son.
No. But the music part, right? I do like the choices that you're giving us. I'll leave it at that. I do like that. You got to make a move, though. You got to make a move because I'm planning to do something. Ah, dang. Actually, you know what? That was. So, let's switch it up a little bit, though. A little bit more personal. You have worn many hats. And, you know, real estate, solar panels, even with Kirby vacuum sales. What keeps pulling you back to music? Why? You know, you started out with music. You've done several things in between. But what keeps pulling you back to the music?
You know, in 1996, I signed a deal, MCA Duck Down record, for Flow, the finest love of women, worth $300,000, deposited into my account. That money was used to produce the album on Flow, to purchase production equipment for said album. That deal forever made me a producer.
Okay.
Because once I had the equipment, there was no looking back. Nothing I've ever done has paid me that. So music is where I belong.
It's a first love, I would say, right?
No, let me say it again. Nothing has ever paid me as much as music. Music is where I belong.
Okay. So you've gotten a taste of what music, how sustainable music can be for you.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So, if your younger self could see you now, what would he say? What would young Johnny say to more vintage Johnny now?
You should have loved Maria more.
100%. Okay. So what's next for this campaign? Where do you see yourself in FLOWCex?
FLOWCex music.
FLOWCex music in the next 5 years, in 2030.
Well, again, I see myself finishing up a relationship with an investor who invested into FLOWCex music. I see our company, you know, being a household name with lots of activity, lots of performances, great releases. You know, I see a thriving music industry. I see a thriving independent company that branches out into many of the things that I get into from a philanthropic perspective. Everything I've ever done always had a philanthropic arm, but before you can start giving, you have to start earning. So that's why I see myself in 5 years. I see myself thriving with an independent label that's touching so much and so many you know, that it's just, it's a movement. It's a movement. I see a movement being 5 years in the making.
Okay, in the beginning stages. That's great. So I know you mentioned earlier what you want people to get out of your music, but you're essentially what you're doing is a body of work. So what would be the totality of all of that you want your followers, your listeners to get, to take away from everything that you're doing? Not just the specific message from your music, but also your other works.
I'm not sure how to answer that. What I want to say is, I want to create an entertainment company, independent label, if you will, that the only expectation is creative excellence. I've been through a lot, and there are reasons why certain artists are more successful than others. You know, I like the idea of a safe space where an artist can come in and be themselves and not have to feel like, in order for me to have a career, be successful, I have to meet somebody's expectation. You know, I know we live in a world where folks, like, you just can't be naive to things, but I don't like the idea, like, for instance, like, you have a beautiful little girl. Now, if you wanted her to be in modeling per se, and you take her down to some agency, and then the agent says, well, in order for us to work with your little girl, you know, we need to work with her by herself. You know, like, you can't be around. Like, you already know you're not going to allow that. However,
right,
for some of the real big, huge agencies, it sometimes gets to that. And, you know, and I'm not saying that it gets to that. What I'm trying to do is to paint a picture to say, I don't want any artist to ever feel that in order for them to pursue their craft, that they have to feel like they have to meet somebody's expectations. So that's what FLOWCex is about. FLOWCex is about, you know, it sounds sexy, but it really is Flow Creative Experience. Our production company is Flow Creative Experience. And so the label is FLOWCex Music. Flow, C for creative and EX for experience.
Right.
You know, so it really is, you know, but we want to create this environment that gives people an opportunity to come in, be who you are, whatever that is, and go home and you good. That's all I need. You know, and if I can do that, I believe that the creative material that we will get will be incredible.
There's one last aspect that I want to touch on. Not only are you looking to make a contribution with your music and your production, but through music, you are also bringing more to the children by offering music theory classes. So can you speak to us a little bit about how you are also affecting your community, not just with writing and producing music, but also bringing musical talents and training to the community?
Well, thank you for asking that question, Misal. Because I teach from a mentorship perspective. I feel that, you know, I'm an African American male. And I think that, you know, I offer mentorship. I offer a perspective. Like you, Shalane, folks that bring their kids to me for piano lessons, they bring them to me because of the man that I am.
Absolutely.
You know, so there are those who want that influence on their children. You know, and so that's what I try to be. That's why it's important for me, you know, like when I was at Cornell University, I went to a leadership course. And in that course, it said, if you're going to lead people, then you really have to consider your behavior. Because you are leading people. And you may not be able to partake or behave in certain ways, you know, versus someone who's not a leader. Right. And folks may not always agree with me, and I know I don't know it all, but I think that's what I bring, even in my music. You know, with Sparks.com, you know, he's a younger guy. We have a mentor relationship. You know, I've been in the music for a while, he's been in for a while, and we have more of a, you know, like an uncle-nephew relationship more than anything else. You know, so it goes beyond the music. It goes into his children and your life and stuff like that. So that's where FLOWCex music is. You know, if you're going to be an artist with me, you know, like I got this guy that I met selling solar. His name is Hardy. I love this guy, you know, because, you know, these are just good people. You know, it's not about looking and seeing the most talented person and putting a dollar sign on them and just exploiting them. That's not what I'm trying to do. What we do is we create relationships and we come in and cook. One of my mentors, God bless the dead, was Carrot Jarrett of Third World. And Carrot actually sat in here and he was telling me how when they were part of the Wailers, you know, how they would come up with their albums. You know, these guys, spiritual Rastafarians, they would go into an area, I don't know, a remote island or something, and go through rituals and make their album. It was a spiritual quest. It wasn't, yo, let's go and make some money right fast. That's where I'm at with my music. You know, I don't, yeah, there's a lot of circumstances. You can get all of these arcade, you know, software that gives you all this music and you can be cranking out and producing stuff, lickety split and make, fine. I'm not mad at that. God bless you. Fine. That's just not where I'm at. I'm into the vibe of acoustic music. Let's play that guitar and see what it feel like. Let's blow your horn and see what comes. Let's see what your fingers do on them congas. You know, that's where I'm at with music. You know.
So what are your final thoughts for the fans that you have now, the ones that you will gain, you know, because people gravitate to good feel music, positive messaging, also stand-up people like yourself. So eventually that following will come. Are you prepared for that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think the reason why I'm prepared is because I am more of a label executive than an artist. Yeah, I'm an artist, JTW, right now, and we're working on my albums. But we're doing this so I can set the template for everyone else to come. And in addition to that, the one thing I like about Asian culture is when you think about organizations and the leader of the organization. The leader of the organization usually is like the person that knows everything about the organization. You know, like right now, if you got a lot of money and you want to do something, you can buy the expertise, right? Versus being the expert. So using that as an analogy, it's like I can run a label because I know the A&R piece. I know the marketing piece. I know the production piece. I know the artist piece. I know what you need. So it'll make it easy for me to be like, yo, bro. You know. So that's what I want people to take away. I want them to take away that I've been in business as an entrepreneur for many years with Peppermint Creative Partners. You know, I understand business and finance. You know, I understand the creative process. All I need is partners. And so, if you're a music enthusiast and you feeling where we are, come in and help bring this to life. This is one of the tracks. I'm going to wrap up with this. This is one of the tracks off of my album that once we raise this money and I get, you know, it back in the studio for mixing and mastering, that's going to be released. This is one of the ones I'm going to do a video on.
And this right here is a working studio.
Oh, yeah. This is where I did all this stuff at.
This is where...
This is Maria's place.
Maria's place. Yep. And, you know, you do have a lot of great music out of here. I've heard quite a bit. Shout out to everybody watching. Right? Thank you for joining us.
I never let go. I never let go of my love for you. And if you know that there's nothing that I won't do, this is all about life. This is all about love. This is all about you. Next week, 8 to 9, we're going to be at Sporks.com. Vibe. Every Friday, 8 to 9. Oh boy, we 50 minutes over this time though.
Yes.
This is all about love. This is all about you.
You can play better.
Yes, because I know how to play.
Life can be so strange when things rearrange. What I'm supposed to do without you. I don't wanna love no more. I don't know what it is for. When the only thing I adore is you. I never let go. I never let go of my love for you. I never let go, baby. And if you know that there's nothing that I won't do, not a thing. This is all about life. This is all about love. This is all about you and me.
Are we still live?
about you and me, baby.
I used to play with a timer. That's what
A timer?
I'm used to playing with a timer, yeah.
Why would you do a timer?